and welcome. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now. It's me, Snehi Shah. This is the show where we'll be taking you through all the big buzzers in today's trade and tell you why they are buzzing. Some of them are earnings candidates, some of them have individual news flows. And also on the technicals, we'll be connecting with Nagaraj Shetty soon, and he's going to be giving us a lowdown on what some of his picks are looking like on the charts. But before we do that, let's take a look at what the markets are up to right now, because if I take a look at the Nifty right now, it's looking rather flat. It's just holding on to those 23,000 levels. Remember, at one point of the trading day, we had managed to cross 23,100, but we're slightly below those levels right now, so not looking good for the Nifty right now. Sensex, however, has managed to tilt to the green very nominally though. It's Nifty Bank that continues to be under pressure right now because it's an 0.8% cut coming in on Nifty Bank. But if you take a look at the broader markets, they are the ones that are seeing the steepest declines coming in today in the entire market, because you have Nifty Mid Cap that's low by more than 2.5%. Nifty Small Cap, it's well on its way to a 3% intraday cut. So that is where the real weakness in the market lies right now. Advanced decline ratio is very steeply in the favor of the declines today, so that's not looking good. It's the likes of BEL, Tata Motors, Adani Enterprises, SBI, Adani Ports and Trent, all trading with cuts of 2% each, and they are weighing the index lower. Sectorally, if I take a look at what's doing well in today's trading session, it's been a day of the IT stocks through and through, because that is the only index that's in the green right now, and that also with an uptick of 1.5%. So it's Wipro, TCS, Infosys, LTI, Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, all these large cap and mid cap IT names are doing rather well today. However, on the flip side, what's not doing well, Nifty Realty, a 5.5% cut coming in, very massive cut coming in. And remember, yesterday also Nifty Realty was a top sectoral loser, so no surprises there. Lodha trading with a cut of 7%. You have Godrej Properties, Prestige, all lower by 6%. Followed by Nifty Media, PSU Banks, Energy, Metal, Nifty Banks, Auto, FMCG and Pharma. That's the pecking order of your most to least sectoral losers today. So through and through the day of the IT index shining in today's trading session. But on that note then, let's kickstart the show. Let's start talking about all the stocks that are in focus today. Before we do that, let's welcome Nagaraj Shetty, the technical and derivative research analyst at HDFC Securities, on board on the technicals. And from our in-house research team, we have Gaurav joining us. Good afternoon to both you gentlemen. Nagaraj, before we come to you, let me talk about one of the biggest losers on the street today, and that's India Mart Intermesh. This is on the back of its Q3 numbers coming in. Now, shares of this company fell as much as 10% today after the company reported its December quarter results after market hours last evening. In fact, some recovery coming in on that stock. It's low by 8.5%, but nonetheless, in the beginning of the trading session, it saw a massive cut of 10%. For the December quarter, India Mart reported a decline in its paying subscribers, a metric that declined by 3,715 compared to the September quarter. This is the first drop in paying subscribers for India Mart on a sequential basis since the first quarter of FY22. So that's an interesting metric. Unique visitors for India Mart also fell to 27 million from 28 million sequentially. Nomura has also cut its price target on India Mart to 1,900 from 3,150 earlier. It's a very massive cut coming in. It is also the lowest price target on the street for the stock. Nomura has called the decline in paying subscriber base unexpected, as the brokerage had in fact anticipated an addition of 2,000 subscribers. The brokerage also expects collections to remain weak in the near to medium term until the churn reduces. You also have a note coming in from Nuvama wherein they've maintained their reduced target price, also slashed to 1970 from 2500 earlier. Motilal Oswal has maintained a buy with a target price of 2600. So that's a mixed brokerage review coming in, but overall very weak set of numbers coming in. And you also have brokerages that are largely bearish. But on that note, let's move on. And Nagaraj, welcome on board. Talk to us about BHEL. That's a stock that you've picked out for us on the charts, and tell us what the outlook is when it comes to how the stock is expected to perform on the charts. Are you seeing good days ahead for this stock?
Hi, good afternoon, Snehi. Certainly not a good day for BHEL as well, because on the chartically, the stock has been in a continuous downtrend, lower tops and bottoms on the charts, indicating that it's in an intermediate downtrend over the last many months, and recent upside bounce from the lows to 220 seems to have fizzled out, and the stock has reacted down after forming yet another lower top. So the overall chart pattern is looking weak. More a downside is likely for the stock, and for the lower level, 185 is going to be a support on the downside in the near term.
Okay, so that's the outlook on BHEL, not looking very positive on the charts to Nagaraj. Gaurav, coming to you. while the market is falling in one direction today, there is a stock that is doing phenomenally well for itself on the back of a rather good set of Q3 numbers, and that's Jana Small Finance Bank. Tell us what the numbers are looking like and why the stock is seeing the kind of gains that it's seeing right now.
Well, yes, when we talk about Jana Small Finance Bank and when we look at the numbers print, it looked fairly stable, because when we talk about net interest income, that increased almost by 8%, while PPOP declined by 5.5% on a year-on-year basis. But what makes Jana stand out today is the asset quality improvement. Now, when we talk about gross NPAs, they have declined almost by 17 basis points sequentially, and net NPAs also improved almost by 5 basis points. This is something which was important for Jana Small Finance Bank, because the bank wanted to become universal banking. Now, with this, management has reiterated their stance that they will be applying for universal banking sometime in May 2025. Another point is that the MFI stress, according to the management's commentary, has bottomed out, and from here on we may see the stress actually being stabilized, and it will not increase even further for the bank. Other than that, deposit growth and advances growth was also strong, and on back of all these factors, now bank believes that if the bank becomes universal banking, it will see a minimum drop of around 25 basis points in cost of deposits. So yet another target and yet another trigger for the bank, and that is the reason why we are seeing a sharp uptick in Jana Small Finance Bank. As of now we are speaking, it is up 17.5%, so definitely watching out on this counter.
Okay, looking very solid in today's trade is Jana Small Finance Bank. Nagraj, coming to you, you've picked out Godrej Properties for us on the charts. It's a real estate company. This sector has been tanking away over the last 2 days. Godrej Properties today also down by about 6.5%. What's the outlook? It sure must not be looking very positive, does it?
Yes, rightly said, real estate stocks are getting hammered on the lower side. And this stock also, after this decent upside bounce, witnessed sharp sell-off over the last couple of sessions. That too, in today's session, it has declined sharply by around 6.5%. Looking very weak on the charts, and I'm expecting this downside momentum is likely to continue for some more period. And 1915 is going to be the next support for this stocks in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
That's the outlook on Godrej Properties coming in. Nagraj and Gaurav, stay on with us. We'll slip into a very short break, but as we do so, let's go across and listen into the simplification of tax structures and processes, because that seems to be the need of the hour to attract more FPI flows. Deloitte India's Anil Talreja believes so. Let's listen into what he expects from the government when it comes to this union budget.
India has done a lot to bring in certainty in the tax laws. But there are 3 big concerns and expectations that are emerging basis various conversations with the foreign investors. First is to bring in additional simplicity in the Indian tax law. Withholding tax is an area that can still be having potential to simplify it further in order to ensure that the tax laws are more taxpayer friendly. Second is announcement of additional schemes to promote manufacturing and production in order to ensure that India is a large business hub in addition to being a service hub. And 3, the biggest concern that the foreign investors have is the time it takes to resolve a tax assessment or a tax dispute. I think if there are some measures that are announced in order to have strict timelines to resolve tax disputes, that will go a long way to maintain and increase the confidence of the foreign investors in India, with the result that the foreign investments will continue to rise in the country, bringing about an overall improvement in the economy.
Hi there, welcome back to Market Fatafat. Let's keep it going with all the stocks that are in focus in trade today. Let's talk about Aditya Birla Real Estate, which was erstwhile known as Century Textiles. Now, that company has also come out with its Q3 numbers. That's reported muted bookings in the real estate division and very weak profitability when it comes to their paper segment. Overall revenue has declined by 18% year-on-year to 8.3 billion rupees in Q3. This was mainly on account of muted sales in the paper division. Also, profitability was weak, with EBITDA declining 69% year-on-year. EBITDA margins have also contracted by 100 bips sequentially to 8.7%. When you talk about the real estate segment, the bookings have grown by 2.5 times year-on-year to 6,700 crore rupees, albeit on a very weak base. So that's also nothing to be excited about, and that's what the street is also not very excited about, because the stock is lower by almost 8%. Now, when you take a look at these numbers in absolute terms, given the growth growth target for FY25, the Q3 bookings seem to be muted. There was no new launch during the quarter, and the Q3 FY25 performance was also driven by sustained sales. Now, as of Q2 FY25 end, the company had limited inventory left, with 74% of the launch projects already sold out. But on the back of this weak set of numbers coming in, the stock is lower by 8%, and that's a take on why AB Real Estate is in focus today. But coming to you, Nagraj, give us your take on what you're seeing when it comes to Tata Consumer. It's an FMCG name. We're hearing some commentary in terms of urban slowdown, but while that's on the fundamental, tell us what the charts are looking like for Tata Cons.
Yes, Tata Consumer has been resilient during weak broader and benchmark indices, and recently we have seen some outperformance from the lower levels. Currently placed at the resistance of around 980 levels. Overall chart pattern is looking quite positive. A bullish inverted head and shoulder type pattern has been formed recently, which was developing over the last few months, and the stock price has made an attempt of breaking above the neckline of the pattern around 980, 975, 980 levels, and reacted down slightly from the higher levels. I think overall chart pattern is looking positive, and we could see outperformance in the stock price from the lower levels or from here onwards. And the next resistance to be watched is around 1050, which will be achieved in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll wrap it up on this edition of Market Fatafat, wherein we talk about all the stocks that were in focus. Gaurav and Nagraj, thanks so much for joining us. But let's take it across to on ground from what's happening in the World Economic Forum at Davos. The second day is underway. We are bringing you exclusive insights. A part of India's pavilion, the Bullish on Tamil Nadu, is showcasing the state's attractions, opportunities and potential for the world. Dr. TRB Raja, the Minister for Industries and Commerce of Tamil Nadu, joined Times Network's Managing Editor Mihir Bhatt, Managing Editor of Times Network, for an exclusive chat. Here are the excerpts of that.
I am at World Economic Forum 2025 at Davos. I have a very dynamic leader with me, Mr. TRB Raja, Industry Minister of Tamil Nadu. Sir, thank you so much for joining us at Times Network, and congratulations on your new campaign, Bullish on Tamil Nadu. That's what you have launched at World Economic Forum. Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, we're just inviting the whole world to join the bull run. The entire world is bullish about the investments and the growth, the possibilities in Tamil Nadu. We're just telling the world that Tamil Nadu is the engine that's powering India, and if you want to grow with good infrastructure, good talent, then this is the first state that you need to step into.
How do you manage equitable growth? Because there is a lot of consciousness about sustainability, climate. We see that across the promenade in Davos. How are you managing that challenge in a growth-driven economy like Tamil Nadu?
We don't have to manage it because we have embedded it into the system. That's called the Dravidian model of governance, right? Sustainability also equity and sustainability. It comes together in the package called Dravidian model of governance. And this has not happened over the past 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. This has happened over several decades, right from leaders like Anna and Kalaignar and now M.K. Stalin Avargal. We've made sure that women get equal opportunity. Every sector, every part of every single citizen in Tamil Nadu gets equal opportunity. And we ensure that distributed growth is ensured all over the state, and that's why today we are the most urbanized state. So when you come into Tamil Nadu, you can just walk into any place in Tamil Nadu, you will see best of infrastructure, best of social infrastructure, best of education, best of healthcare, and all this is possible because we worked so hard for the last several decades, and this is where we are now as the #1 state in India.
One last question. I was speaking to a couple of foreign participants here yesterday and today. They have just one concern. I won't even call it a concern, but one observation that the relationship between state and center needs to be better for India to achieve its full potential in terms of growth, job creation, and keeping ahead in the technological revolution that's happening across the world. Your view?
I mean, our Chief Minister also spoken about it some time back. We want the union to be more inclusive when it comes to, or at least just let us do our thing. I've made it very clear. Yesterday we opened the Invest India Pavilion with the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu have been traditionally the most competitive states. We've been competing with each other. And I told him, both of us are competing with each other. But why? For India, isn't it? So we are competing to make it better for India. And I think think the union is also getting the message that Tamil Nadu is a state which is powering India in a massive, massive way. We're having amazing investments coming in, interest for investments coming in this way. Also, last year we met amazing people in the textile raw material space. Now this year we're gonna probably get some of those announcements very soon in the next few weeks, or probably in a month or so. So the outcome that's coming from all these foreign visitors, especially that of the Honorable Chief Minister, also shows that Tamil Nadu is a state which has been working very hard on its infrastructure, on its policies and its capabilities, and bettering our capabilities every day. That's why we are upskilling our talent, even though we are extremely good with talent. We are constantly upskilling our talent and tailoring talent for the needs of the industry. And the industry around the world has taken note of that. And that's why you see Tamil Nadu going up the ladder every single day.
Absolutely. So what we are seeing here is a very healthy competition. Thank you so much, Mr. Raja, for joining us. All the best. Thanks.
Okay, that's the word coming in from on ground at Davos. With that, we'll wrap it up on Market Fatafat. Thank you so much for watching.